I can't hear Vince. I guess I'm doing the show solo. It's you and me, Tim. Vince, your audio is gone. I don't know what happened to you. So if you can hear me, I cannot hear you. Jump out. It's always the 49er fans, dude. It's always that. Welcome back, everybody. Oh, there we go.
Better now? Okay. I don't know what
There
happened
we go.
there. Okay, we're good now.
It's always these San Francisco 49er Canada fans. It's always that combination of fan.
This is the Patrick Marlowe shirt. Uh, it's been more than a decade, but your boy finally fits in this T-shirt again, so I'm doing it.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what's up.
Weight loss journey.
That's
the
right.
the SVT podcast. You got sports. We talk about lifestyle changes and dieting and exercise now. Um, the
Oh boy.
NFL, it's still preseason, guys. We didn't have a show last week, so there's quite a bit to get through. So we got a couple of weeks, I guess, to catch up on very quickly. I think we'll spend most of our time talking about this week, but very quickly, I think we should catch up.
Mhm.
And that way, when we do talk about our nonsense of opinions on football, because this is all just fandom. Just kidding. We
Yeah.
know everything. We have all
Yeah.
the insiders.
I am the Oracle, so yeah, that's I call myself the Oracle for a reason because I keep getting stuff right.
There's
We're
only
just
one
saying, just
Oracle,
saying,
and he's in
just
Omaha, Vince.
just saying.
There's no Oracle of Hayward, Oracle of
Don't dox me. I'm not in Hayward anymore. Barely.
that was a misdirect.
Barely. I'm
Um
barely not in Hayward anymore.
Barely. The old East Bay. Vince, why don't you take us through through the couple of scores, and then
Right on.
we'll rip the Band-Aid off and start talking about actual football.
Yeah. Tyler's not here, but his Eagles did get a win in the first week of preseason, 34-27 over the Bengals, and then they lose against the Browns 22-13. Your Raiders, they get a tie against the Seahawks in the first week of preseason football against the Seahawks. And then the Niners in the first week of preseason, they lose 30-9 versus the Broncos. Niners and Raiders played each other, and the Niners and that game was supposed to end up being a tie. And then your was third or fourth string quarterback threw an interception with like 20 seconds left, and the Niners were able to get a walk-off game-winning field goal, get the win 22-19 on Saturday. So I guess since it's just me and you, we can talk a little bit about what we liked, what we didn't like about that game. Since I'm talking, I'll go first. What I liked in that first drive from the Niners, I liked Ricky Pearsall and Brock Purdy's connection. That looked really good. That looked really promising. They only had one drive together, but they looked like they were in sync a little bit there. What I didn't like Dominic Pooney playing on special teams and getting injured. Didn't like that at all. That pissed me off. I didn't like two running backs going down with injuries as well. I didn't like Patrick Taylor, the injured shoulder. He's going to miss some time. Corey Kiner, he was looking pretty good there. He's going to be maybe a depth piece at running back, special teamer type guy. He's fortunate that his injury wasn't worse. He was able to put some pressure on his ankle before stepping into the cart and get carted off. Didn't like that at all. What I didn't like, uh, I didn't like the kicker making the 26-yarder that probably wasn't going to be good from 30. But I did like getting two field goals at the end there, especially that last one from about 59 yards out, walking it off. That's a confidence building type field goal. I Obviously it's preseason, but his job is on the line, like every kick is life or death for that guy's career, Jake Moody. And you make a 59 yarder as time expires. That's good confidence. The way everybody was cheering him on, like that field goal meant something for him for sure. It meant it, and like that feels good. That's the kind of kick, if he is going to have success this season, I think we can look at making that field goal as time expires as sort of maybe an emotional turning point. It's not a statistical turning point because these don't actually mean anything statistically, but emotionally, that's huge. Being able to make a 59 yarder as time expires, and then everybody's happy for you at the end. They're cheering you on. That's one of our pictures on the when you click on this episode is everybody kind of like cheering him on, picking him up and everything. So that's huge. That's emotionally big for him, and he goes 5 for 6.
Yeah.
So that's a good sign going forward. Hopefully, like hopefully the yips are gone now. And I know I just cursed it by saying that Y word right there. So never mind. Forget everything I just said. It's all over. He's doomed. Go ahead, you're up, Sam.
Yeah, I mean, win-loss record, these games don't mean anything. You want to win just to say you won, but I feel like for the 49ers and the Raiders, you were getting there, Vince, alluding to it. With the offseason changing, you have less padded practices, you have less contact with the players from a coaching staff. I feel like preseason, yeah, it doesn't we can say it doesn't matter, but at the same time, I feel like every rep matters more in the preseason than it ever has because you don't have the opportunity in the offseason. You don't have the padded practices and in OTAs. You don't have as much practice and training with these guys. So it's extremely important the reps that you get out of your starters, your second string, your third string, and everybody battling just to get on the roster. So I think this game was extremely important for both teams. Unfortunately, the Raiders, made a couple of mistakes and the 49ers won the game. Congratulations to them. That's fine. But for me, I felt like the reps that the Raiders got on their starting players, I thought they really maximized what they got. I think we see Genty is a real dude. That's a man dog. I know he had the little stinger on the shoulder and had to take a couple plays off, but he was okay. He came back and scored a touchdown. And that linebacker put a hit on him and he just bounced off.
Mhm.
Genty didn't fall down. He walked off the sideline, got checked out. He came back, scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
He's a real dude. He's going to be a real one.
Mhm.
I hope he
How
learned
how
his
how
lesson that don't try to square up a linebacker. Just live to see another day. If that's a safety or a corner, fine, but
truck
you
him?
don't
Yeah,
need to
but
do that. You don't need to do that against a linebacker, even if you're going to get him to bounce off and win that battle. That's an unnecessary collision. So I hope you learned your lesson about that. But I think we could see that he's a real player. First play of the game, Geno Smith to Brock Bowers, they hook up for an amazing pitch and catch. I think we're going to see that a lot from this Raider offense. And then, Geno Smith took a shot downfield, had the rookie wide open. That it's very easy to say, oh, Geno Smith just missed him. Actually, the rookie messed up and looked back at the 30-yard line.
Mhm.
You don't need to do that at the 30. You probably need to look back maybe at the 10, but that ball was going to hit him at the 5. If he runs through and doesn't look back, he is walking into the end zone for a touchdown. I think
Mhm.
that's going to get corrected. We have a good offensive coordinator and a good coaching staff that's going to fix those things for the young players and coach them up. So I do think we're going to see things get better. Going into this year, every Raider fan thought Jackson Powers Johnson was going to be the starting center. He's now moved over to the right guard, and Jordan Meredith is technically he's so sound at the center position. He's not making a lot of mistakes. He's making a lot of audibles. He's communicating well with Geno Smith. So they're getting in sync. And now you have a bulldog at guard who's opening up lanes and is gonna help with the run game and just be really physical. So I like where the offensive line is going as a unit. I think they're gonna get better as the season goes on. And I think offensively, this Raiders team is going to be a lot better than last year. I said this a few weeks ago. If you can get into the upper half of the league, they were like 32nd in running and scoring. So if you could just get into the top 15, you're going to win some games. Defensively, obviously, I have some concerns. Third and long continues to be a problem. Fourth and long continues to be a problem. You need to clean that up. You need to tighten it up somehow, some way. You need to fix it. That has been a problem. I love Patrick Graham, but that has been a problem with this Patrick Graham defense is that the middle of the field seems to be constantly open on third and long. I don't know why, but you need to do something about it. Defensively, I do think they're going to create some turnovers. That's because of the front seven. I think that's because of the emphasis that Pete Carroll defenses put on creating turnovers. And we saw some of that against the 49ers. So I think overall, the past 2 weeks have been really good weeks. They tied against Seattle. Seattle is said to be a team that's going to give the 49ers a run for the money for their division. They're kind of in that a lot of experts are predicting
Yeah,
Seattle
experts are
to be
saying
there.
that.
Um,
Yeah, we have our own predictions to make probably in a
sure,
couple of weeks. Yeah, we'll save our own hot takes for that. Sure.
sure.
Maybe I agree, maybe I don't. We'll see.
I'm just saying that the Raiders didn't blow the game and they did not play their best in that game. They were a very messy team against Seattle and they still come out with the tie, had an opportunity to win the game. San Francisco is supposed to be a team that has everything that in the makings to make it right back into the playoffs. And you get to the playoffs, anything can happen. They could be a contender. And with a couple of missed opportunities here and there, the Raiders had an opportunity to win that game. They gave it away, but they were right there. My point is that I feel like this current team is going to be much better than what we saw in the years past. Am I going out and saying that they're going to compete for a Super Bowl? Probably not. But they have had two straight quality draft classes that we believe. I think they're really a draft class away from being a serious contender. So I'm looking at next year's team as being that team that's like, holy shit, this could really be a dark horse team. With that said, I still think they're going to be extremely competitive, much better than what they have been in the past couple of seasons. But they got to go out and prove it. We can predict and say and talk and yada yada yada. You got to go out there and prove it. So that I overall, Vince, I feel
Yeah.
really good. They lost the game, but all the reps that I saw were really positive. I saw a lot of good growth, a lot of good coaching, a lot of teammates pulling each other up, helping each other out, and coming together as various units. So I think there's a lot of positivity in it, and I see that on both sides. I
Right.
saw that with the 49ers. I saw that with the Raiders. So
Yeah.
overall, I was entertained.
Yeah. The one thing about all these injuries that the Niners keep sustaining is none of them have been season enders, at least. So bottle, glass half full. So there we go. That's at least there's that on my end of things. Yeah, for the Raiders, right now, I think I'll give away my prediction. Like I think that they're gonna be a pain in the ass. I think skill wise they're probably not a playoff team, but they're gonna be a pain in the ass. So I probably see them as like 7 or 8 wins and a tough out every time. Like that's probably where I see them is somewhere right, approaching 500, maybe a couple of lucky breaks there. You get above 500. I don't know, but a solid team. If they limit the mistakes, maybe they're above 500 by a game, but like they're a solid team, maybe good, maybe, like right there, right on that edge. Probably not a playoff team, but like, like I said, a pain in the ass. And as for the Niners, like just the schedule alone, uh, they come into just based on the opponents that the Niners get to play, uh, the double digit wins easy. Like that. I mean, I've said it earlier. Like this is assuming you're healthy. There's no reason the Niners shouldn't have double digit wins, and yeah, contending for a a very high seed in the playoffs is where the Niners should be setting their sights on. So that's kind of where that's where the Niners sights are set, and as long as they stay healthy, and that's kind of that's the goal. That's where I hope everything kind of ends up and shakes out. And if Christian McCaffrey's healthy, if we can get Dominic Pooney back relatively soon, why, like and not have him playing on special teams, that's another argument to be had for another time. I'm done having that argument right now. The final playoff preseason game is for the Niners. They're playing the Chargers at home. The Raiders, they're playing the Cardinals in Arizona. So that's fun. We got our league fantasy draft this weekend as well. So we'll be able to brag about that for those of you that care. That'll be fun as well. Um, yeah, other than that, I think for now there's a couple of just regular old NFL notes that I just wanted to touch on before we move on to something else. Keenan Allen is returning to the Chargers on a 1-year deal. And then we got a couple of running backs getting their bags. Kyron Williams gets his extension, 3 years, 33 million. James Cook for Buffalo, he gets his extension, 4 years, 48 million. The hold in finally works as well. And the Browns this morning announced Joe Flacco is going to be the week 1 starter for the at quarterback. So fire up your wide receivers there. Joey Flacco gonna be slinging it 55 times. There we
I
go.
think
That's
the New York Giants are like, nope, Russell Wilson. Don't matter what anybody else does. We're
yeah,
going with
Jackson
Russ.
Dart, grab the clipboard, son. Keep that
Yeah.
helmet and keep those pads locked up, man. You're not touching shit. All
To
right.
me, the only reason why, if you're the Browns or the Giants and you're going with Joe Flacco or Russell Wilson, is because like you don't know what your offensive line and team is going to be. So if anybody's going to get the brains kicked out of them, let it be these guys.
Yeah. Yeah. So to start the real schedule, you have for the Browns, they're hosting the Bengals, then they go to the Ravens, then the Packers, at the Lions, Vikings at home, then at the Steelers, then then the Dolphins, then you're at the Patriots, and that's through October. The Patriots
So
are,
you're saying they're going 0-8 or whatever.
right off the rip, yeah. Uh, at the Jets, then versus the Ravens. Oh, then they're at the Raiders, then home versus the Niners to close out November. Yeah, so the schedule makers didn't do them much favors. So then their December schedule: Titans, Bears, Bills, Steelers, and then Bengals to close out the year. I mean, that is kind of
Let me
rough.
throw you a curveball here, Vince.
Yeah.
If Cleveland ends up with the number 1 overall pick, Arch Manning is going to pull an
Uh,
Uncle Eli.
no, well, I don't know, man. Like, maybe, maybe not. I don't know, but and just looking at the Giants' schedule, like the Giants don't have it any easier, man. This schedule is brutal. So they're at the Commanders, at the Cowboys, versus the Chiefs, versus the Chargers. Okay, at the Saints, to start October. That's a game that they could win. And then you have versus the Eagles, at the Broncos, at the Eagles, versus the Niners, at the Bears. The Bears, we expect them to be a lot better. Versus the Packers, at the Lions, at the Patriots, versus the Commanders, versus the Vikings, at the Raiders, versus the Cowboys. Like there's not a win there. Maybe the Saints. Like I
Yeah.
think the Giants. It could be the Giants. He could be pulling the Uncle Eli for the Giants. Too. Like that
Can you
is.
imagine if he's like, if the Giants have the number one pick and he's like, no, 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 we're not paying for the Giants.
Yeah. So like
We want
honestly.
to go to the Chargers.
Oh man.
We want Harbaugh. That'd be
Yeah.
hilarious.
Oh god. Yeah.
I mean, if you're Arch Manning though, you don't. I mean, it's an honor to go to the NFL and be number one, and I think he has another year, so I think he could
I
go
mean,
back to college if he doesn't
and,
hire an
and
agent, right?
and the money he makes in college now is pretty good. So like he can always opt into staying in college too. Like
And
that is a lever.
his family money, he don't need the money.
That is a lever he can pull. Like that is always an option to him now at this point.
I would not be surprised if somehow, some way, the Manning family worked some type of deal to get him traded to a team that he wants to go to.
Yeah, or at
So,
least a team that he doesn't want to go to. Like,
yeah.
if he can put together a 4-team do not draft me list, like I would say to not be greedy and just say, hey, there's 4 teams before as the season is winding down. Hey, there's 4 teams you do not want to go to. What are those 4 teams? Um, and and if there's a bad team down there that you are willing to go to, which bad team is it that you are willing to go to, and let's see what we can do to make that happen.
Yeah.
Like I would see that there might be some strings that they would be trying to pull, like for sure. If there's a lever to be levered, to be leveraged, hey, there we go. I found it. Only took a second try. Cut that, Tim. Make that. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
You can't cut what's live.
That's right. Oh well. Yeah. So yeah, I could see that being a possibility. A lever to be leveraged. Yeah. Anyway, I think.
He's really close with Tom Brady,
Yeah.
so just say
Tim Brandy. Yeah. Okay, I think that'll do it. I think for our NFL talk, I think let's switch gears to basketball. There was some things we got to handle first before we talk basketball. That's right. It's hat change of clock time, baby. Let's go. All right, we're gonna do.
Tim needs to get like digital hats that it just
I don't
yeah,
know.
just it's just like a
Just
graphic.
8-bit. Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
don't know. He's there doing the thinking man for that. For those of you who can't see, it's just me and Tim that can. Me and Sam that can see Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. All right. So for NBA news, Portland Trailblazers have been sold to the NHL's Carolina Hurricanes owner Tom Dundon. He said that there are no plans to relocate the team.
For
There
now.
is already a team in Charlotte anyway, the Hornets. They're not good, so you may have forgotten that the Charlotte Hornets exist. Uh,
Like me.
so there were a couple of people that were freaking out in some of the chats that I'm in, and then I had to remind them that the Charlotte Hornets do exist. So that being said, hopefully that the Portland Trailblazers stay put. That's a franchise that has been there for a long, long time, and they do have a championship back in like the 70s, and it's a storied franchise. And Scottie Pippen played there after he left the Bulls too. Let's not forget that. Like there's you know at one point that was a desired location. Dame Lillard is playing back there now too. I mean, there's there's been some really good teams out of Portland, and if Steph Curry wasn't around to ruin things for for a lot of
Yeah.
teams, who knows what would happen? Maybe Dame gets a championship in Portland. Maybe
Absolutely.
OKC gets it done. Maybe Houston has a championship. Maybe there's a whole lot of what ifs. Maybe LeBron has another couple of championships as well. Like there's a whole lot of what ifs, if not for our boys in blue and gold. Uh, but so hopefully the Trailblazers stay put in Portland. That's a franchise that belongs there, and that's I hope, and hopefully based on what we've seen out of the Carolina Hurricanes, they're a team that's unafraid to spend some money. They're routinely in the Eastern Conference, playoffs, in the finals, in the Eastern Conference finals. They're going for it often. They traded for Brent Burns. They're unafraid to spend some money. So they go big game hunting. So to me, this sale to this guy, uh, there it feels like there could be a lot worse owners, just based on who he is as an NHL owner. I'm not saying that this is who he's going to be as an NBA owner, but Tigers don't change their stripes, so hopefully he brings the same kind of mindset to the NBA as he has so far to the NHL, and Portland continues to be a team that is willing to go for it, as the Carolina Hurricanes have shown to be. So,
I think
so there
that's
you
all
go.
you can ask for as a fan, right?
Yeah,
Is if you're going to
an
be an
owner that
owner
cares and is willing to
that's
try,
all
and
in. I
and
think fans understand that every now and then you got to hit the reset button. The Sharks, they were under Doug Wilson. I know he's the general manager, but like those years, they were all in, trade for big time players, trade for big time players over and over and over again, and they kept kicking the can down the road. And that, like you contractually had to rebuild it. You had to hit the reset button because they had so many bad contracts. They had
yeah,
so many limited options and no minor league system. I think fans understand that, like, this happens when you're going all in, all in, all in. Sometimes you have to hit the reset button. We get that. But go for it. On the years you don't have to hit the reset button, go for it.
yeah,
And this gentleman with his hockey franchise has shown that he's been all in. It's probably going to take some time for Portland to kind of get their front office rebuilt, because we know that usually with an ownership change, changes are coming. But hopefully, they got a lot of good young talent, and hopefully they can stay competitive and stay in Portland.
yeah.
I hope they stay there.
Yeah. Okay. The big news out of the NBA in general is the schedule has been released. The Warriors are going to open the season at home on October 5th versus the Lakers. They are playing they are playing Christmas Day. They get that game is going to be against our old friend Klay Thompson and the Dallas Mavericks. So that's fun. Um that game will be 2 p.m. on ABC. So, yeah. Let's see, what else do we got as far as let's see, we also got the MLK Day game. That's actually going to be a night game against the Heat as well on January 19th. Other major holiday games, I don't really see any uh as far as that goes. New Year's Eve at the Hornets at 10 a.m. though. So that'll be a noon tip off in New Orleans. Oh no, no, excuse me. Charlotte Hornets, excuse me. I just talked about that. Charlotte, that'd be a 1 p.m. So 1 p.m. tip off in Charlotte. Uh and so that'll still be an early game, so they'll be able to catch a flight home and be home in time for fireworks, so that's good. Some notable series that I've noticed is they have a 6 game road trip in mid-November. They're going to OKC, then they have a 2 games in a row at San Antonio, then they're playing the New Orleans Pelicans, then they go to Orlando and Miami, then they follow that up with a 5 game homestand, Portland, Utah, Houston, New Orleans, and OKC. So you kind of get a OKC on either end of that extended 6-game roadie followed by a 5-game homestand. So that's kind of fun. You also get an 8-game homestand in early January: Milwaukee, Sacramento, Atlanta, Portland, New York Knicks, Charlotte, Miami, and Toronto. And then you also have a 6-game road trip in mid March. So that's the New York Knicks, Washington, Boston, Detroit, Atlanta, and Dallas. So I mean, those are your longest stretches on both the road and home. Everything else is either 4 or less, a little bit more manageable. Um, I didn't really notice anything. Like I didn't really dive deep into like specifics too much. I was just kind of looking because I only did a cursory first look at it. Did you have a chance to look at the schedule, Sam?
Not very detailed. So
Yeah.
I'm just gotta go through and see what games
Mhm.
I'm gonna try to make it to.
Yeah, yeah. I did have a quick look, just kind of around my birthday, and I did notice that they're playing, like toward the end of March. They do happen to have a home game versus the Wizards, and then they're at Denver. Um, and I was like, oh, I've never been to Denver. It could be kind of fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be kind of fun to see them on the road. And then, Denver's one of the cheaper arenas to get into, for as far as on the road. Um, Only place cheaper would be like Utah. um, yeah, and Memphis, New Orleans, everywhere else is going to be like 150, 175, 160, so like there's, like could be fun. Yeah, I'm just kind of thinking about things like that. Like if I'm going to go on the road, and then I did have another thought. I was like, is there a point where the Sharks and the
I was
Warriors
just
like
going to go there. I was
intersecting?
just gonna
and
go there.
I had a quick look, and I was like, it's kind of rough. There are some times where they're both on the road at the same time, but they're not super close to each other. That being said, they are playing like not on the same day, but they're playing like back to back nights. So I could, in theory, like see one of them one day and then like hop a plane like the next morning to the next place and like land at like 2 p.m. and then go to the next arena or whatever, if I hated myself and wanted to like not have not much sleep or whatever. So like it is possible.
We did discuss, I know we didn't get to hockey yet, but we did discuss, the road Sharks games.
Mhm.
So we're actually looking at, to see if they play, or when they play, Edmonton and Edmonton and Calgary.
Oh yeah,
Um
the Western Canada swing.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So we're
Yeah.
looking at that because it would be a good opportunity to just go to another country. We haven't been to Canada before.
Mhm.
So we're like, that'd be an easy opportunity to just fly over there, catch a Sharks game and enjoy the city,
Yep.
and then
And
pick
if
another city close by for the Warriors.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Like, if they're playing Minnesota or something, anywhere near that same time, like we'll have to compare the schedules and figure that out. We can do that off air. We don't need to do that at this exact moment. But yeah, something to dig in deeper as we go on. All right. Speaking of going on and on and on, this Jonathan Kuminga situation. See what I did there? Oh, basically where we're at a bit of a stalemate. This impasse that is not passing. Basically where we're at is Jonathan Kuminga wants a player option. The Warriors remain firm on a team option, hence the impasse. There we are.
They're both
This
like they're both parties. The
there,
Warriors and Jonathan Kuminga have just they both screwed themselves. Like,
there there is
I'm
a
beyond
solution here.
irritated with both.
There is a solution here. It's called a mutual option.
Right.
You know, if you get a mutual option here, then both parties are a little bit pissed off, and then the problem is solved. That's what a negotiation is, and you know what? And there you go, problem solved. And I would think, unless you're both way too stubborn, you
Yep.
know, I could see that being the problem too.
Yep.
But who's going to be the first person to suggest that? Because whoever suggests it first loses, right? I mean, because then you've blinked, right? And unless we could just get somebody like standing outside of the negotiation, just some random fan with a bullhorn, just shouting it at their mutual option instead of team or player option, just like maybe that's the secret right there. Just like maybe like I can like leave work early one day, just find out when the negotiations are happening, and just stand outside of Chase Center and just start shouting that. I don't know.
For
I
sure.
don't know. Where are they negotiating? Could somebody just get Joe Lacob on the phone and just tell me that, and then I'll just like stand outside of the restaurant. Uh, all right. So that being said, maybe Tyler's gonna hop on here at some
He
point
will.
soon.
He's on his way.
Yeah,
He's loading.
yeah, he's loading. He's on his way.
He's
Tyler's gonna be
downloading.
joining. Yeah, and he's gonna be joining just in time to talk about the next team on the docket. That's right. It's Valkyrie's time, baby. Let's go. There we are. Super slick transition here. Uh Welcome, Tyler.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
All right. Yeah,
What to
so
use?
I mean we just finished talking Warriors, but Jonathan Kuminga, there's
Trade him.
an pass.
Trade him. I want him
Yeah.
gone. I want him out of
Okay.
here. He's a headache and a cancer.
So
to
do my
locker
dogs.
room. I
If
don't
you
want
can
him.
hear them barking, they're complaining about Jonathan Kaminga's status.
Right. Okay. Cool. All right. The Valkyries over the last 2 weeks, they've gone 4-2. So they've done quite a bit of winning. They've stacked some dubs. They took a loss to the Aces, but then they get wins against the LA Sparks. They beat the Connecticut Sun. They get the win at the Washington Mystics. They win against the Chicago Sky. Then unfortunately they take the loss against the Atlanta Dream yesterday. They are currently 18-16. That's 7th in the WNBA. That top 8 make the playoffs, by the way. Currently in 8th are the Seattle Storm. They're currently a game and a half clear of the Seattle Storm as it stands heading into today's action. They're also 2 games clear of the Sparks in 9th and the Washington Mystics in 10th as well. Those 2 teams are tied for 9th, actually. So, and then Dallas, Chicago, Connecticut, they're all far enough out of the way. They're
Can we just
not making the
can we
playoffs.
just do a round of applause for Joe Lacob?
Yeah.
With the 18th win that the Valkyries got, they
Yep.
are the most successful new franchise
Most wins. Yeah, most wins by an expansion team.
in the
That's
WNBA.
that is great, and I love that for the Valkyries. I will say as a
Dude,
caveat,
you can't
though,
find their merch. They're sold out everywhere.
That's a
yeah,
good
you gotta
problem.
Got to go to the arena to.
They
to
are
buy some
definitely
merch,
the
man.
most successful initial WNBA franchise ever. It's not even close.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? But hey, it would be even sweeter to just get a playoff bound here. And it looks like we're
Yeah.
in contention. So
Yeah, absolutely. So there are more games now for each team in the WNBA than there were at any other point for any of the other expansion teams. So while 18 wins for an expansion team, obviously a record, and that's great and fantastic. A little bit of an asterisk there because there are more games in a season now than there were before. What I want is the record for a winning percentage. So they stay above 500. Only one other expansion team has ever done that. That's the Detroit Shock. If they make the playoffs and they have a winning record, there's like that clinches it. Like that's your best ever expansion franchise bar none. Period. End of discussion. Chance to do something great, and especially after losing your all-star Kayla Thornton, like that's fantastic. And to top it all off, unveiling the new mascot, Violet the Raven, this last week on Monday. We didn't get to talk about her last week because we couldn't broadcast last week, but perfect rollout. They kind of left just enough clues that enough people were able to deduce early enough that it was going to be a Raven of some kind. And Violet comes out. She does like a bunch of Bay Area dancing, like I kind of suspected would happen. It was an egg, so people thought a bird of some kind. Ravens are known through Norse mythology to be associated there, so ravens makes sense. There was also a bird watchers giveaway, so everybody got binoculars as a giveaway on that day too. So there was feathers kind of in like the
everyone got a raven.
So
they just gave away ravens.
Yes, right. So there was enough clues to be had. And I think it was a perfect rollout, and she's adorable. Violet is awesome, and I'm really excited to see all the everybody's just kind of jumped on board right away, and social media is hyped for Violet, and everybody's it's all good feelings, and Instagram is a pretty good place for Violet right now. Hopefully it stays that way because the good and the bad, but so far so good, and I'm loving it. I'm living for it right now. Yeah. Anybody else?
I was gonna say. So I was gonna tell
great.
you. So my wife has said this, not me. But I understand where she's coming from. The internet has deduced that they think Violet, national-wise, they think that she might be Filipino just because of the way she carries herself, the way she dances, the way her styles. Much like how the Liberty's Elephant Girl seems to be more characteristics of the generations of that, or at least of that demographics of that area. So I'm curious if anyone else thinks that Violet is Filipino. I think Violet is amazing, but she can gig with the best of them. She is Bay Area blood all the way through. But I'm curious. The internet is saying that she's Filipino, and I don't know if I see it. I don't know,
man.
Well, I mean,
a bird.
The Bay Area is the Bay Area is the largest I
agree.
Area outside of the Philippines in in the world, right? Let alone the United States, right? So there is an argument to be made there. I'm not Filipino, so I'm not gonna make any
if you
assumptions
think
one way or the other. But
if you think Violet is Filipino, let us know in the comments because I'm curious. I'm Filipino, so I can speak on it. So
yeah, no, I
comment Filipino.
Philippine yes or Philippine no.
Hashtag Violet Filipino yes.
Or Philippine yes or Philippine no.
Is she Panay? You let us know in the comments.
She's already visited AT&T Park, Oracle Park, excuse me. I'm calling it the wrong third name of that ballpark. I'm just it's really cool. Throwing out first pitches and everything. So visited the Santa Cruz Warriors mascot already as well. The turtle they got down there. This is cool. Good times. The merch as well. She's already on t-shirts and stuff. Good stuff. All right. That's enough scrolling Instagram for Violet. Let's move on. Upcoming schedule for the Valkyries. They're playing the Phoenix Mercury on Tuesday. They're going to Phoenix to play the Mercury on Friday, and then they're playing at Dallas on Sunday. So big opportunity. Phoenix currently is sitting 4th in the standings. Valkyries are sitting in 7th right now. So this is a chance to catch a team that's only 2.5 games ahead of you right now. So if you can split that series or get 2 wins in that series, that'd be huge. A split would be great. You win both of those games, that's even bigger. And then obviously you got to get that win against Dallas as well. That's the team that's behind you in the standings. You got to get those wins, right? And this is a team that is basically perfected the 3-and-D strategy that we had talked about earlier this season, right? And that's been the way that they've identified how they're going to win games, and they've pretty much that's what they've done. So really excited to see how they're gonna perfect it going forward and keep going and all that fun stuff. And it's not too many games left this season before the playoffs start, so make the playoffs. Let's go. Love this push, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Okay, so I think it's time to switch from basketball to footy. That's right. We're hat switching. We're doing it. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm just putting on the one soccer hat this time. I'm not switching for like every soccer that we're talking about. But I do have the U.S. Women's National Team up here first. They let's see. They did fall to number 2 in the U.S. world in the world rankings, FIFA World Rankings, after the international tournaments, the Euros and Common Ball. South America had their tournament as well. Spain retook number 1. FIFA's point system is stupid, but also so is, everything else they do. So whatever. A couple of notes on that. Right now, Spain, because they played in Euros and they made it to the final and only lost that championship because it went to a shootout, they accumulated enough points to leap ahead of the USA by 1.73 points. I literally just did that math right now. 1.73 points. England jumped up to number 4. Sweden jumped up to number 3. Germany fell down to number 5. France jumped up from 10 to 6. Brazil fell all the way down to number 7. Japan is in 8. Canada 9. North Korea is down to number 10. Netherlands is holding steady at 11. Italy's in 12. Norway 13. Denmark 14. And Australia holds steady at 15. Okay, so but when you get down to the lower rungs, that's where you get some really interesting things happening. Bangladesh, because they happen to win one game, they're your biggest climber. They jump up 24 spots up to like number 104. Because one win over an opponent that doesn't entirely suck, and I don't even know who it is, but they jumped up 24 spots to number 104. Mongolia, they dropped 22 spots, but they didn't even lose the most points. Fiji lost the most points. They lost 70 points. Solomon Islands, they reached their highest rank ever at number 73. So that's like a bunch of weird stuff happens at the lower ranks, like one win against some mediocre opponent by a bad team, and all of a sudden wild things happen in the FIFA rankings that nobody really cares about. But it's just kind of fun to see the bad teams, the bad nations. When something kind of cool happens, you see some wild things happen there. But there was a couple of things specifically. Actually, today is the 40th anniversary of the first game that the U.S. Women's National Team played. Okay. And in 40 years, how many wins have the U.S. Women's National Team accrued?
Repeat the question.
In 40 years, how many total wins has the U.S. Women's National Team accrued? Total.
Oh, you're
330.
Higher.
Fudge.
400.
Higher.
Okay.
500.
689. 689.
It's 601 wins. Okay.
Jesus.
How many players have played for the U.S. Women's National Team over the last 40 years?
Oh, that's
25.
Little more than 25.
No, I would say a lot more than 25. Total 12
Total.
40 years. I'm gonna say maybe 110.
Higher.
Yeah, okay. Thought we had some light
Lower,
there.
Edward.
250.
Higher, Sam.
337.
Lower.
300.
It's 282 players.
Wow.
Okay, so these ones I'm just going to read you off. They have 5 gold medals and 4 World Cups as well. So that is, and then 15 CONCACAF titles as well, because CONCACAF is a joke. So you can just be the dominating force anytime there's a CONCACAF thing happening. U.S. women's national team is expected to win. So 40 years of greatness, and here's to 40 more. Hopefully, that's the plan. Anyway, okay, so there's your U.S. women's national team highlights. Let's move on to Bay FC. The last 2 weeks, you have a draw at Chicago Stars. In that game, Taylor Huff had a goal off of a corner. She just kind of nutmegged it through the defender and the goalkeeper as well. That was kind of fun. Chicago responded on a counter before the half ended. She basically got the defender to bite on a fake and then used the defender as a screen to beat the goalkeeper as well. It was a pretty sick shot. I gotta give credit where credit is due. That's how the game ended in a 1-1 draw. And then a couple of nights ago on Saturday, they lose to the San Diego Wave. It was scoreless going into the half. But you have in the second half, your goals come 52nd minute. I can't even say that name. Escanio, and then Dolly in the 63rd minute for San Diego. Caroline Conti scored on a penalty kick goal in the 75th minute. What I wanted to talk about is the player availability report. So right now, Bay FC has, for this game, they were missing Abby Dahlkemper, still out with a lower back injury. I was worried about this happening at the beginning of the year. I don't know if you guys remember this, but I was like, Abby Dahlkemper had a bad back before, and she fortunately, when they brought her in last season, she didn't have any back problems. She, was able to stay healthy, and they were able to make the playoffs, and she played well and looked great. Unfortunately, right now was about the time we brought her in, but she's missing games now, and unfortunately now, because she's not here, they're having to rely on their depth, and we're finding out that the depth is just not there, especially at center back. And the reason the depth is not there at center back is because Emily Menges, who was the captain last season, she's been out for several months now, and it was just listed as personal for the longest time. We finally found out what that personal reason was. It's because they just announced she's actually pregnant, so she's out on maternity leave. So that's a very good reason to be out. That's great and wonderful for her, and congratulations and all that. But obviously, can't be out there, risking the health of her unborn child while she's doing that. That's excused, wonderful, good for her, but also that hurts the depth as well. So you have players playing that are just not as good. And then also Penelope Hawking, player who's been on a heater for the longest time, she's out with a lower leg injury. And so when you're missing a lot of really important pieces, that's that means your depth is tested, and Bay FC just does not have the depth to withstand having that many players out. There was one interesting fan at the game, though. This one former player, basketball player, his name is Manu Ginobili, was at the Bay FC game, though. So that was kind of interesting. He's out there rocking a Bay FC jersey. He was on the Instagram feed. He's just checking in, did a little video on the account saying what's up. And, that was kind of cool to see when I was scrolling through Instagram stories.
Was there an affiliation somehow, or
I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna dig in a little bit more to find out, but it was kind of cool to see him there. He's rocking a Bay FC hat, and he had the jersey on, and maybe he's got some money invested. Maybe he's just friends with somebody, some players on the team. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like
So
his ex teammate's ex-wife and be
I
an
don't,
investor into a soccer club like Eva Longoria.
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. There,
It's all the rage, man. Everyone's trying to invest in a soccer club.
right, yeah. So there was some transactions that were made though by BayFC. They did. BayFC and Princess mutually agreed to terminate her contract. She's a player that wasn't really seeing any time last season, and she's has basically been on excused absence the entirety of this season as well. And it just didn't fit in, and so wish her the best of luck. They gave her jersey number to Taylor Huff at the start of this year, so when that happened, I knew that she was not long for this team. But it frees up an international spot, so there's still another week or so maybe they can find another international player to come in and I don't know, maybe score some goals or fill in the back end of the roster, play center back because Abby Dahlkemper is still injured. Couple of career milestones. Rachel Hills reached 150 career NWSL matches in the Chicago game. And in that Chicago game as well, both Tess Bodie and Penelope Hawking reached 50 career games played. So that's great. Jordan Silkowitz also got extended through the 2027 season. She's been sort of the lone bright spot in a kind of an up and down season thus far. All right. All right. So some news out of North Carolina. They fired Sean Nahas, their head coach, and they were very curt in their statement. Here's the full statement. The North Carolina Courage have terminated the contract of head coach Sean Nahas effective immediately. The North Carolina Courage remain focused on the continued development of the team and maintaining a professional, competitive environment for players, staff, and supporters. And that's the entire statement. Like, that's
so
literally
vague.
that is vague.
That's
right. That's all they said in their statement.
Don't let the door hit you on the you know what on the way out.
Yeah, and then the press conference like a couple days later, they just said it's for both like performance on and off the field. That's all they said, and that's it. It's just for stuff on and off the pitch. And they would not go into any further details. This happened like almost 2 weeks ago now. Like this happened just at like a couple days after we last recorded. And I looked again yesterday and there's still nothing since then. So if there's like some sort of investigation happening, they don't want to comment any further on it, obviously. And I get that. But if there was something like really, really bad happening, obviously like some people probably need to know, but you want to not comment obviously any further because you don't want to like
It
cause
makes
more
you think the
harm or
worst.
whatever. Like it, but yeah, exactly. It starts like making people start thinking worst or whatever. So if it's not as bad as people are starting to think it is, I think you want to like get in front of that. But like I don't know, man. Like they're like since it started happening, people are like, what happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? So like now it's just people are still like wondering like what could it have been? Like it's really like people are starting to freak out like what really happened there. And it's just been, and that's why I'm bringing it up because we still don't know. It's been almost 2 weeks. So this is something that's been kind of bugging like the entire like NWSL like fandom, whatever. So that's kind of the big news there. Okay. Let's that's enough talking out of oh no, you know what? I got one more thing to bring up. The next match is versus the Washington Spirit. That game is going to be on Saturday at 1 p.m. That game is at Oracle Park in San Francisco where the Giants normally play. I am going to be there, and not only am I going to be there, your boy has killer seats. I'm sitting in the third row, okay? So when I'm there, I'm gonna actually try to film some stuff, and I'm gonna be sitting right it like near one of the goal lines. So I'm gonna have a great shot of something. Maybe it's a good corner kick or something. I'm gonna have a good look at, and hopefully I'll have something for you guys next week. Or I'll put it on social media and stuff like that. So there you go. If I get anything good, you guys will be the first to have it. So there you go. That's my promise to you. And with that, Tyler, our boys in red across the pond, they're back. I'm going to let you start talking.
They are back. It's not going to be as long as you think it's going to be. They've only played 2 matches so far. They have not won a single one. They lost to Southampton 2-1. They, I don't think they lost against Bromovich 3-2. I believe that they tied that in the 90th minute. It was 3-3, if I'm not mistaken. Ollie Palmer scored 2 goals with the 91st and 92nd minute at a 8-minute stoppage time to tie the game up, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, and then we gave up the last goal. That's what it was. We gave up the last goal at the very last minute to lose that game. So it was 3-2. So yeah, they're currently not in complete last place, but they're sitting all the way down at 19th out of 24. But all is not lost. Sheffield United, which was a promising team and still is sitting in last place. So things are going to turn around. I have no doubt. They just need to get their first win. I think that's really what it all boils down to at this point. But yeah, it's definitely. I think it's finally they're hitting the wall, I guess is a good way of saying it. And you're starting to play against some talent that it's pretty dang good. And I don't think you're going to be able to just buy your way out of this one. Unfortunately, you're going to have to acquire young talent and build it through. And hopefully you can stay middle of the pack like we were thinking and just build up the club. Obviously the goal is to go to the next stage and hit Premier. But at the end of the day, it's unprecedented as to what they've already done, transferring up 3 times like that. So to do it for a 4th time, I think is not out of the realm of possibilities, but definitely unimaginable on a lot of fronts. So I'm excited to see where the team's going to go. Again, it's very early in the season. We do have a game coming up this Saturday. They are playing against Sheffield Wednesday. That is an early game. That's also another thing that's really tough too is I thought these games would be a little bit later. Like, you could watch them at 8 a.m., 9 a.m., but no, they're still 7 a.m. kickoff time. So maybe YouTube is probably your best friend if you're going to watch some Wrexham games just to watch some recaps, but they are available to watch. I think some of them, unfortunately, are available on Peacock, which it's up to you on how you feel about watching it on Peacock. But nonetheless, you can watch all these games on YouTube to recap every single one of them. And season's early, man. We got plenty of time to keep rolling up here. I think at this point, you're basically going to have to put someone in every single position. Defense, I think your goalie is pretty much the only one's locked down, right? So strikers, midfielders, defenders, they need to upgrade everything to I think be competitive, but also if you have aspirations to move to the next tier, they gotta spend some money in the worst way, and I just don't think they have it. They've been running red since last season, actually since 2 seasons ago. So I think being middle of the pack isn't the worst thing in the world. Yes, we want to move up. Don't get me wrong. But you're literally gouging yourself trying to make sure that you could stay up with the big clubs. And, they've already had to sell off a portion of the team already to kind of make some ends meet, and be able to get some influx of cash coming through. So I don't know what it's going to take to get him over the top. But I can tell you right now, they've got defense circled, they got midfielders circled, they've got strikers circled, and hey, man, it's basically at this point, sign me anyone that can make this team better. And I think you got 2 owners that are ambitious and crazy enough that they'll do it. And it's crazy when you have an owner that wants to spend money and improve the quality of life of not only the team but the city and the town of where the team resides in as well too. So. But
yeah,
they got to get another Deadpool movie out there and get a blockbuster hit, and then put the earnings on Wrexham. That's solved. I mean, I gotta think of everything for these guys.
I mean, he's already got a vodka and a gin, right? It's time to come up and a whiskey, right? So it's time to come up with a tequila, right? That's
Hello.
next, right?
Nothing screams Welsh like tequila.
Right?
Welsh tequila.
Oh man.
Sponsored by Christian Bale. I think he's from Wales.
Yeah. Well, yep. Yes, he is. All right. Okay. That being said, I think let's move over to a frozen pond now. We just got one quick thing we want to talk about with the Sharks. That's right. It's Sharks time, baby. San Jose and the Sharks have agreed to a new lease agreement through 2051. That's right. Our boys are staying put. The city of San Jose, the city council has to still like vote to agree on it, and they'll probably be doing that at the city council meeting later this month. But when that is locked in, that'll be that, and they'll there, I believe there is verbiage in there that they're going to start looking for a new plot of land for the next arena, because once 2051 hits, at that point the tank will be too old. At that point, the arena will be like 60 years old, and at that point, I feel comfortable you can build a new arena. Once you get 60 years out of an arena, I feel a little bit better about like building a new facility. Like, you know, if you tell me 60 years for an arena and it's time to build a new one, okay, sure. You know, okay, fine. But like they're getting good use out of that one, and they're gonna put a lot of money into the current arena to like keep it up to date and keep you know, you know, all the important stuff to make sure that it's still in good shape until, you know, until 2051. Like they're gonna take good care of it, and they have been taking good care of it through this point, you know. So this is a great news. This is a great thing. This is good for San Jose. This is good for the Sharks. This is good for everybody involved. This is good for the fans. The team is gonna stay put, and this is gonna be good for not just through 2051, because there is a plan in place for afterwards as well. This is good. Like this is a plan not just through 2051. This is the plan for 30 years after that as well, right? This is setting them up for the next 30 years, 50 years after that. So this is like they're thinking like they're playing 3D chess. They're not even playing chess versus checkers. They're playing 3D chess on this one, man. Like this is great. I love this, man. This is what I love to see. You know, like they're the Sharks and the city, they came together, they figured it out, and this is great. I'm just really excited that my team is not going anywhere. They're making a commitment to stay here, and the city is not. It sounds like the city is not putting themselves at any kind of major risk either. They're doing just like the infrastructure stuff that you would expect the city to do. You know, parking and, you know, plumbing and all that kind of crap. So crap, plumbing, get it? Okay. So, I mean, and that's great. I love that, you know. That's important. That's great. And with BART extension coming down to Diridon, uh that'll make everybody getting down to Sharks games from literally anywhere else in the Bay Area a lot easier too. You're not going to need as much parking, you know? That Diridon station, like we're talking less than a quarter of a mile. Like that, like for those of you who are curious, like the walk from the BART station to at the Coliseum across the bridge, that is that is maybe a quarter of a mile, maybe a little bit more. Like it's right around a quarter of a mile. Like that's about the same walk. Okay, so like it's about the same. So that's what we're talking here. Maybe even a little less. Like that's the comparable distance. That's what we're talking here, and that is very doable. And I'm really excited for Bart to eventually get down there. So that means less parking, and also, you know, all the concerts and stuff that's going to be keep happening down there, all the other sporting type events that happens down there, the your wrestling and the NCAA tournaments that happen there, or the freaking Globetrotters, and, you know, whatever else, tennis tournaments, gymnastics, what have you, you know, all of that stuff, man. Yeah, this is great news. Like overall,
it.
I love it. I love it when there was a deadline. They got it done well before the deadline. This is some type A personality shit, man. I love this. Hell yeah. Monster trucks. Thank you. That's another thing they got going on in there.
They do.
Motocross.
Yeah, Sunday.
And if your kid is under 10, he gets in for $10. I got some other news, guys.
Yeah.
It's baseball related. It's the only team I watch. The Hanshin Tigers are in first place. We're gonna win the Japanese World Series, baby. Hanshin Tigers, number 1.
I wish I would have known. I would have put my jersey on.
There you go.
If you were hardcore, you would have a tattoo. How about that?
Oh man, I did have a baseball hat ready just in case we had time to talk baseball. Yeah,
that's it.
There we are. Hanshin Tigers, let's go. All right.
I think that's a show, guys.
There we are. Let's call it a show. All right. Thanks for checking us out. We're going to put out clips on YouTube of the smaller segments if you don't have time to watch the whole thing. Thanks for hopping in the chat. James Wilson, thank you for hanging out. Thanks, Papa G, for always chiming in. Appreciate you. And follow us along on our podcast feeds, wherever you get them. Slide into the DMs. Thanks for interacting with the show, and have a great day. Have a great night, and we'll catch you guys on the other side. FJF.
FJF.
Later, guys.